Hi everyone, Railman28 here and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with Railman28. Ring the bell please. Thank you. Now, in this episode we'll be talking about World Association Wrestling UK, WAW for short. Based in the UK, in Norwich, Norfolk, East Anglia, WAW is a paradise for professional wrestlers who want to be professional wrestlers, and of course, as Rowdy Ricky Knight would say, you'll be a professional wrestler in no time, and they can train wrestlers of all ages, even in their 90s, if you're fit and well, of course. And I'm planning to go to that wrestling organisation to be trained up, so I can join EWE fully as a professional wrestler. But I like to become an MC first, see how that plays out in EWE at the Bedford in Balham. So I would like to start my wrestling career by being on the mic, possibly be a referee in between. Who knows? I might wrestle as well, you never know. But I'm leaving that as a surprise to be in my ring debut. Who knows? Terry the Steam Train is still in the house. But everyone would call me Railman. Actually, more on that later. So, WAW can't even speak. Run by Ricky Knight and Julia Harmer, who are the father and mother of Saraya and Zach Zodiac. Well, Saraya, of course, Saraya J. Beavis, and Zach Beavis, and of course, Roy Beavis, of course. Good professional wrestlers in my mind. Now, I have attended their Twitch streams during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, in 2013, 10 plus years ago, Saraya Paige, she became known as Paige in WWE, formerly known as Paige. She became a Divas champion, probably the first UK wrestler to be a Divas champion, which was fantastic. Well done, Saraya, for doing that 10 years ago. 10 plus years ago, I should say. In 2013, the same year I joined the Merchant Navy Locomotive Preservation Society, Clan Line. Well, at least both me and Saraya did something special then. If we're 92 babies, we're going to achieve something special in near futures. We'll have better futures ahead of us. So back to the subject of professional wrestling. Couple of years later, she was on Twitch. Of course, she's the queen of Twitch, still the queen of Twitch in my view. Saraya's been rocking the world, making headlines. She was still formerly known as Paige, but now she's Saraya, plain Saraya, in AEW, making more headlines. She became AEW World Champion, Women's World Champion. And she did brilliantly at it. She was really good at it. I loved it. Even saw on a Twitch stream with one of my friends, Sammy J. Bird, a good friend of Zach and Saraya's. Now, to be honest, I'm glad to be their friend, of course. Become friends with Sammy J. Bird. And of course, most of WAW's wrestlers I'm going to slowly become friends with. And I've got friends who are professional wrestlers in EWEs. And they know Saraya's family. And they know, like, Big Paddy in WAW. I have attended their streams, WAW and Bellatrix TV. Please go and subscribe to them. Now, the reason why I'm doing this podcast is because I recently watched a Wrestlethon, a 24-hour Wrestlethon, to raise money for a very special wrestler known as Mitchell Starr, Lee Mitchell, aka WAW Superstar Mitchell Starr. What a fantastic name that is. In recent months, he had a very nasty accident, injuring himself. It was a unexpected accident, unexpected of course, and he went to the hospital to be treated for these injuries, and of course his family needed all the money they needed, all the help they can get. So WAW launched a fundraising scheme, a good fundraising charity scheme to help Lee Mitchell, and did a wheelchair ride from Prestatyn to Norwich. I have no idea how that went on yet, but I like to talk to Julia Harmer about it, see how it all went. But it was open for all wrestlers to go and have a go. A real challenge. Now, wrestlers never says no to a challenge, in my view. No, they never say no to that. But after all of that comes the Wrestlethon. 24 hours of wrestling. From the 18th of January to the 19th of January, from 3 p.m. 18th of January to 3 p.m. 19th of January, which is fantastic. I enjoyed watching the shows in support of Lee Mitchell, and all wrestlers took part as well, I guess. Almost every wrestler. And they launched a GoFundMe account, which I was going to leave in the description, but I shared it out before on Facebook, and it was fantastic how much money they were raising, so I decided to share it out. I haven't made a donation, but by the time I shared it, I'm guessing they got all the money they needed for Lee Mitchell. So God bless that man. I have seen him wrestle a few times on some wrestle streams that WAW and Bellatrix TV did, and I enjoy watching Lee Mitchell wrestle other opponents. He won a few matches, and great outfits he wore during those matches. Amazing he is. He's a tag champ, and he's still a champion in our hearts. So big shout out to Mitchell Star. We love you, Mitchell. Keep on, mate. Get well soon. And hopefully you'll get back in that ring with those lovely outfits, and you'll get wrestling again. And hopefully you can come down to the Bedford in Balham to wrestle for Terence Thatcher. That'll be a fantastic time for you to wrestle other stars. And of course, this is what inspires people to become professional wrestlers. I'm going to become one eventually, and I will join WAW to wrestle for them, of course. I will wrestle a few matches with them. Even wrestling EWE, which I'm planning on to anyway. So big shout out to WAW for doing all of that, and I would love to become a moderator on their YouTube channel when they do live streams again. Maybe become a commentator as well, a special guest commentator to help promote the promotion and help them out any way I can. All the best to them. And I really enjoyed the Wrestlethon. All different good matches, brilliant matches. Even though there were some dirty pins, but there you go. Storylines, many feuds started. Oh, it was non-stop wrestling. And that just gives me an idea. And they even said they like to do a Wrestlethon again in the summer. I mean, that would be fantastic, and everyone gets a chance to stay up late all the time. Unfortunately, I can't actually, because my body needs to rest up, get some sleep, and then go back the following morning, of course. And I enjoy just watching the Wrestlethon, commentating with the commentators in the chat, being in the chat, and I like to give a big shout out to Big J Johnson for giving me compliments on my comments and agreeing with me sometimes. Thank you, Big J. Much appreciated. And of course, Fiona, of course, I keep seeing her, of course. Fiona is a heel in WAW as well, and I saw she did some dirty reffing as a heel in much respect, really. She was being entertaining as well. So well done, Fiona. You are a true entertainer. So big shout out to you. And of course, maybe when I do join WAW, I'll probably learn a thing or two. They can teach me a thing or two about the way they wrestle, the way they ref. And I overheard that an idea came to mind for VAR, virtual assisted referee, like in football, to be to be in WAW, to be introduced. That would be awesome to introduce that. So any wrestler caught doing a dirty pin, the crowd, they are the virtual referee, to be honest. The crowd are the VAR. If they see like dirty pin, they can shout out to the referee, he's got his feet on the ropes, and the referee will probably stop counting, look at what's going on in it, yeah. Or if they reach number 3, a buzzer could sound, and and they'll replay, and the virtual assisted referee would say, yeah, that was a dirty pin, that was a disqualification, and the person who did the dirty pin will be disqualified, and the person who's wrestling will win the match or lose the championship, and of course, well, keep the title if necessary. Anyway, that will be a fantastic idea. So Julia, Ricky, if you're hearing this podcast, this special podcast dedicated to everyone in WAW, please bring that forward. VAR, virtual assisted referee. That would be a major upgrade to help storylines and possibly catch the bad guys out. And probably they wouldn't pay attention to the VAR. They'll think, oh, I'll get in favour of that. I don't think so. You won't get any favours from that. Literally, you won't. And terrific matches. I loved every single match. Most of them were entertaining as well. Made me laugh as well. Just like Lee Mitchell will make everyone laugh in the ring. I love that. So, that was fantastic, that Wrestlethon. I would like to encourage EWE to launch a Wrestlethon to raise money for charity. That would be fantastic if EWE could do that. I'm pitching that idea to Terence Thatcher. I could be on the mic for a couple of minutes or so, like just for the first half of the show, and then Terence Thatcher could do the second half of the show. That would be fantastic. Me and him working as a team. No doubt. Who knows? No guarantees. I might be an MC because I was good at it last time, as Andy Scholes would point out. I did a good MC to the Somalian warrior Yaya in EWE as the light heavyweight champion. Maybe I could do that. Who knows? I could just do that for other wrestlers. Maybe be on commentary with Clive Jackson, maybe. But back to WAW. Yeah, I love that show. Brilliant. So big shout out to them. Please go and support them. If you want to be a professional wrestler, just sign up. Literally, sky's the limit. They could deal with more professional wrestlers, and it raises money for them, and they'll be doing more Fightmare stuff. And who knows, I might be wrestling for them as well. You never know. And someone pointed out to me in the chat, I could be called just Railman. Well, to begin with, but I prefer Terry the Steam Train. I prefer that. I'm sure Julia and Ricky would understand that, because I love steam trains. I work with a steam engine called Clanline, of course. More podcasts on Railway 200 later during the months. I will do a podcast on that. Plus, I'll be telling my story for Railway 200. I need to tell my story because those with learning disabilities and autism need to have their stories heard about when they joined the railways, like how they got involved in railways, what triggered their interest in railways, like Thomas the Tank Engine might have triggered the interest. That sort of thing, if you know what I mean. But anyway, wrestling, sky's the limit, as Benny once said. It's sky's the limit. It helps with mental health. The reason why professional wrestling does help with mental health is because it lets you be yourself. Actually, it gives you the chance to open up and really let it out. Really get it out of your system. And of course, have so much fun. Entertaining everyone. Being who you are. And let out your inner comedy side, I guess. I like to let out my inner comedy side. That's how what I like to do. So, WAW, you have my full support. And of course, I'd love to give a big shout out to Saraya and Zach, Rowdy Ricky Knight and Julia Harmer, Sweet Saraya Knight, Roy Knight, everyone, PJ Knight, RKJ, the whole wrestling family. And I love to be part of the wrestling family, of course. Don't know how or when, but who knows? Sky's the limit, as they say. So thank you very much for tuning in to this special episode of Wrestling with Railman28. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Ring the bell, please. Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in to Wrestling with Railman28. The next episode will possibly be EWE Battle Royale. I don't know how that will play out, but I'll let you guys know after it finishes. Maybe I could do a few predictions, but I don't know who will be in the Battle Royale yet. But we'll soon find out. And no doubt I'll be on the microphone again in the ring to really let myself out. So, don't worry guys, another Airwolf episode will come, but it's going to be the return of Mel Duke and Red Wolf. Simple as that. It won't be another festive special. I may have to rename the festive special to like Moles in the Firm, as you might have read the title. And I might do a few tweaks to it as well. So, yeah. Stay tuned, guys. And so the next Train Simulator video will be the Statesman. Stay tuned for that. Bye for now, guys. Stay safe.